Good evening, beautiful people. So what you see before you right now is a whole bunch of Mercury dimes, right? And I've already gone through the book and took out all of these because the book they were in, let me show you, was an old one, but as I tried my darndest to get those the little slips out of there, the little covers. It didn't work, so I didn't need the book anyhow, and because I have my Dansko that I'm filling up. So what are we going to do with these? We've got a whole bunch more silver that didn't go into the book. So hang on, and I'll show you exactly what happened to all of these coins. Be right back. And we're back. So let me get you in here. As you can see, the 1960, well, let's start at the beginning. 1916 to 1945 are the years of the Mercury head dime. And so, other than the 16 Denver and 21 Denver, everything is pretty much around a $4 price tag. And nowadays, of course, with the price of silver being higher, each one is actually $4 just in silver value. So you have a 26S San Francisco, that's a higher price. 31 Denver, $12 or $9. And I'm just going to use the lowest grade on all of these, and a whole bunch of threes until you get down here towards the bottom. I did not check for any of those. And then roughly $3 to $4 for any Mercury dime. Well, I do have two that I bought. This was who knows when, but I had paid $12 for a BU63. Now that one looks like a BU63 to me. I do try to buy my coins in a BU look. This one looks okay, but it's starting to tone on that top side. I'm personally not a fan of toning. I like the brilliant bright white look, the shine. But anyhow, we all do things differently, don't we? And so from this point, and remember all that was on here, along with stacks that you did not get to see, which is just fine. I just took them all apart and put them into boxes. So let's go there. All right, so now we have all the boxes. We have from 1960. As you can tell, there is not a tube with 1960 Denver on it, right? Yeah. Anyhow, one coin would equal all the entire amount in this complete setup here. Anyhow, so I went all the way to 1945 San Francisco. These here are, of course, BU rolls of these specific dates. But anyhow, this is where all those coins got to. Because, as you saw, there was a whole bunch of in flips. Flips are like this right here. And they start taking up too much room. So I needed to, of course, there's some 20, there's one in there. 25, there's none in there. That was Denver. Let's see, 26, that's one of the $17 ones. There are two of them in there. So every coin gets its own place. So here's 1945. Well, of course, it's so common that, everybody and their mother has one. Here's 1945 Denver. So that's what I did. I went ahead and put them all into the box or the tube rather, that they belong in. So now, if anybody, like I said, all those young kids out there that are scoping their coins, well, if they scoped, let's say, the 1942 and the P and the D, well, they'll tell me what to look for. I'm sorry, but I'm an old man. I ain't got time to search every single coin. And if they give me, let's just say, a date, 1942, well, here, Mark, you need to look at all of these and compare them to what they are producing on their videos. That's why I say I love their videos. The gentleman over at Dirty Waters Coins and Collectible, and the other gentleman over at Treasure in Change. Sorry, I'm so old and confused here. But I watch their shows, and they show me. Even Rob Finds Treasure, of course, always has that type of thing. Okay, so let's see what we produced from all of these coins. I'll be right back. And here we go. So this is the Mercury dimes from 1916, 1945, as I've already told you. And if y'all saw any of my videos, you know I have a 1916 Denver. Yeah, it's an ugly shape, isn't it? But remember the price tag on that, on the red book, it was $1,200. Well, this ain't a G4. This is a G2, G3, G1, whatever it would grade. I don't know. I'm not a grader. But as you can see, every coin is in there. And then we go to the last page. There's only 2 pages of this one. And every coin is in there. This is a full set. Okay, great. So I like this kind right here, nice and pretty. And I can go through and start updating these as I see fit. But the biggest part that I kind of want to stress is that a full book will sell faster than one that has 10 missing holes or 2 missing holes or whatever. If it's full, every coin is represented. If over the time I start collecting more coins, of course I will. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that thing there. This coin, I couldn't find a date on it. Okay, so I can't put it anywhere because I can't sell it. Nobody would want it. Even if it was a 1916 Denver, which it's definitely not. But it's a junky coin, right? So this doesn't even go into the tubes. This right here, as we all know, is sold by a certain company that I don't know how they have gotten away so many years of ripping people off. I mean, they're ripping people off. I mean, it's just, they ruined the coin, first of all. And this is right here in 1941 Denver. Why would they do that? And people continue to buy them. And that's because knowledge is not spread fast around in the coin community. And I would have thought after 50 years of them being in business, they would have been out of business. But this is a very good example of that right here. See, nice and pretty on one side, and then you flip it over. That's what the real coin looks like back here. Okay, so stay away from that company. These are only worth their melt value now because they are not, don't have any value in, personally, my collection whatsoever. I will get rid of them, except for the fact that they are silver. But they go into a tube of nothing at all. Anyhow, thank you all so much. Please like, subscribe, comment. I love getting your comments because that way I know what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right. So a good comment, hey, I'll appreciate it. If a bad comment, let me know. I've gotten comments. They're not bad. It's kind of like constructive criticism. And I love constructive criticisms because if I can make y'all, you out there, happy, then I will be happy at the same time. All right. I love all of y'all. Bye.